Okay, so our source text for this deep dive is really brief today.
Yeah. What have we got?
Just 2 words, clearly in focus. That's it.
Huh, okay. Clearly in focus.
Right. But our mission, is to really unpack the power behind these 2 words and figure out how they can help you absorb information quickly and thoroughly.
That's interesting. It's amazing how just two words like that can spark so much thought. Like,
Yeah.
what does it actually look like to operate with clearly in focus when you're trying to
Yeah.
learn something?
Exactly. It almost feels like, I don't know, a mantra or something. So let's break it down. Let's start with clearly. When you're trying to grasp something new, what does clarity really mean in that context? Maybe like assembling furniture?
Oh, that's a good analogy. Yeah.
Mm.
Clarity and understanding is like having instructions that are,
Uh-huh.
actually clear. Plain language, diagrams that make
Yeah,
sense.
not those confusing ones.
Exactly. It's about cutting through the jargon, finding the essential bits, and seeing how they connect. So for you, the listener, it means actively looking for those core ideas first. Don't get lost in all the supporting details right away.
Okay, so nail the fundamentals first, then build out. Makes sense. Now, what about focus? I mean, we live in a world that seems almost designed to distract us, right? How vital is focus when you genuinely want to learn something deeply?
Oh, it's absolutely critical. Focus is, well, it's intentionally directing your mental energy. Think of it like using a magnifying glass with sunlight.
Okay. Yeah.
Without that tight beam, the light's just spread out. It doesn't have that same power, that heat. When learning, focus lets you really engage, make connections, and actually, remember things much better than if your attention is just scattered all over the place.
It really is like trying to hear one person in a super noisy room, isn't it? If you're not focused, you just catch words here and there, you miss the whole point. So, how do clearly and focus actually work together then? Do they like reinforce each other? Is one needed for the other?
They definitely work together. They're synergistic, really. Clarity can actually make it easier to focus. When you're clear on what you're trying to learn, directing your attention feels less, well, less difficult.
Right. You know the target.
Exactly. And the flip side is true, too. When you apply real focus to a topic, you're much better at pulling out the key bits and pieces and achieving that clarity. It's like
Yeah.
a positive feedback loop.
Okay, I like that. A positive feedback loop. So let's make this really concrete for people listening. Imagine you're prepping for a presentation, maybe on some new software. How would you use clearly and focus?
Okay, good example. First, get really clear on the core message. What are the absolute, like, must-know points for your audience? The essentials.
Got it.
Then focus your prep time on really understanding those key features, those benefits, inside and out. Don't get bogged down trying to learn every single tiny function the software has. Focus on what matters for the presentation.
Okay. What about something less formal? Like, say, just try and wrap your head around a complex article you need to read.
Similar idea. Before you even start reading properly, try to get clear on the author's main point. Like, what's the central argument here? The thesis.
Okay.
Then, focus your reading specifically on finding the evidence, the reasoning, the bits that support that main idea. It stops you from feeling totally overwhelmed by all the details and tangents.
That makes sense. It gives you a path through it, even for, say, exploring a new hobby, something totally for fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Start by getting clear on what parts of the hobby really spark your interest. What are you hoping to get out of it or learn first? Then focus your initial energy, your time, on those specific things. Don't try to become an expert in everything all at once.
Yeah, that's a recipe for burnout.
Totally.
So it sounds like the main takeaway here is that clearly in focus, it's not just, nice advice, it's actually a practical strategy, a tool to make learning more efficient and maybe deeper too.
Exactly right. When you intentionally seek clarity in what you're doing and you consciously direct your focus, you really do empower yourself.
Hmm.
You learn more effectively, and you can avoid that feeling of just being swamped by information.
Right. Cuts through the overwhelm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to wrap this up, here's a final thought for you to chew on. Think about one specific goal you have right now. Could be big, could be small, doesn't matter. Where could applying just a little bit more clearly in focus potentially give you a breakthrough? And maybe what's one tiny concrete action you could take today with those 2 words guiding you?